Hello and welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. I am Parinita and today we'll be talking about fresh perspectives on marketing. We have Mr. Sunil Yadav with us. He's the Senior Vice President and Head of Marketing at Vistar Financial Services. Welcome here, Mr. Yadav. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Parinita. Thank you, Banking Frontiers, for having me here. And to tell you a little about myself, I've been in this trade of marketing, an exciting field, for the last close to 24 years now. And it has been a journey where I've worked with companies in financial services, in the FMCG space, and also spent a lot of time working with advertising agencies. So that's a small introduction on where I come from as in terms of my background.
Right, sir. What, according to you, is the most interesting development in the field of marketing?
Marketing as a field has been changing quite a bit, and there are a lot of things that have affected it. One of the biggest changes that has been brought about has been the use of technology, what we called as MarTech or marketing technology. However, in the recent past, post the pandemic coming in, what we've seen is that there has been a lot of changes in the consumer behavior also, and the consumer is the nucleus of all marketing activities. So if we look at it, how the consumer has changed, there are factors like affordability and health that have taken a high priority with the consumer. Consumers have returned to broadcast and cable television and other premium media sources for credible information. So factors like affordability and health have taken a very high priority with the consumer. Now, if we look at it, hyper personalization is the name of the game. They seek convenience and commerce, and this is supposed to be delivered to them via the digital experiences. Also, another thing which has become very, very important in this present scenario is the context and the need for a marketeer to be agile. Now, how will all of this be brought together? One is a very good knowledge about the consumer, and the other is by use of new technologies which are going to help marketing going forward.
Right, sir. You're actually like very right. Like we've seen like Netflix and Amazon Prime subscriptions increase so much, and like their advertising techniques are like so good. So, which sector do you think is in a leadership position for marketing today?
I would say that the e-commerce sector has actually taken that leadership position. Earlier, it was the FMCG sector which was there, but companies in this domain, they're in the forefront of all these changes, the things that I've talked about as an answer to your last question. And they work in the most agile manner to keep on top of the consumer requirements. So the use of technology to deliver personalized product suggestions and reviews, buying online, doorstep deliveries and returns, digital payments, all of these things have made life much more easier for the customer, especially at a time when the consumer needs an environment of safety. So I would say that all the e-commerce companies, since they sell most of the products, if we look at the kind of things that they've done, they've made consumers' life very easy and given him what he wants in the present scenario. So I would say that they've taken that leadership position in marketing today.
So, sir, how would you say that the CEO level people, they've influenced your thinking?
So I've been fortunate enough to work with CEOs whom I would call as inventing and pioneering. And their belief in the power of branding and marketing has helped me think out of the box when I was working with them in those particular companies or brands. And this has also helped me develop as a marketing professional.
Like these are the best kind of people you can work with, you know?
Yes.
So during the pandemic, like what has emerged as your favorite technique to engage with the management or the board? Say like presentation, charts, case studies, or like something else?
So when you present to the board or when you present to the management, it's always a mix of all. What it depends on is the topic of discussion, what is the objective of that meeting, and what is the expectation when it comes to the data which is supposed to be presented in that particular interaction or meeting. But however, I would say that my preferred mode has always been about presenting in the form of stories. That is the reason for that is that one, it is very contextual and close to the customer. And second, it is very empathetic and therefore easy to understand. It is also very easy to make the other person understand because he sees himself as a part of that story. He sees the consumer as part of the story. And therefore, it's very easy to kind of drive the point forward. And this can easily be supported by data. So
Mhm.
it's a kind of a mix that I use actually.
That's interesting, sir. So, with which departments is marketing beginning to collaborate most closely according to you?
So look, marketing from an overall picture is a department that works with everyone. So whether it's the same, I mean, obviously it works very closely with the sales team. It works very closely with HR because we need to look at things like employer branding. It works very closely with every other department of the company. But in the last few years, what I've seen is that the marketing and the IT departments have come very close. And this is because of the fact that there is a whole lot of use of technology that has come into marketing. And typically what we call as MarTech. So as marketing people, we need a lot of support from the IT teams in terms of looking at solutions, getting them ratified, and working with them very closely to deliver the desired objectives.
So, but overall, it's a very dynamic process.
It's a very dynamic process also because of the fact that marketing needs to work on a number of objectives. So one is obviously the branding part of it and the part where it helps in growing the business on a continuous basis. So therefore that association with business or sales has always been there. I mean, marketing and sales have always worked very closely. Then when it comes to projecting the company in a particular light and on certain values, beliefs, and positioning that we occupy as a company. We work very closely with departments like HR also. Typically, if I look at a number of years earlier, it wasn't very close with IT. I mean, IT was supposed to be a department who would help us do certain things. But when we look at how marketing has developed and how technology has become a very close part of marketing, now marketing and IT, we see them as equal players working together with us.
Right. So, which profession, like, have you seen marketing profession earn the most admiration and respect from?
I think it flows from what I was talking about in the earlier question. And I think the marketing profession has started moving much closer to the sales department. As marketing becomes more data and analytics driven, I mean, we have ready answers about business, about customers, about consumer behavior, about the complete sales funnel. And therefore, when we look at all of this, these are some of the things that sales really needs or business really needs. So therefore, marketing and sales have come much closer, and I mean, we've achieved a higher level of collaboration, and therefore, in some way, higher level of admiration and respect mutually.
So, data analytics also helps, like, right?
Data analytics is a very integral part which is there when you talk about any marketing intervention or initiative. I mean, from the start, in terms of looking at what kind of consumers should we target, what is the consumer persona, I mean, how should we target, how should we track that, tracking it through the consumer sales funnel, I mean, acquisition, nurturing, final conversion, everywhere analytics helps us in making the right decisions. So data and data analytics is very close to how marketing works.
So, can you name like 2 or 3 of your favorite marketing softwares and what makes them so special in today's times?
So any software that enables a marketer to understand the customer and manage the relationship with the customer would be my favorite. We have some great CRM softwares or customer relationship management softwares that help us to do that on any scale that we want to. So from creating the right consumer persona to targeting, nurturing, communicating with the consumer, and helping on the customer lifetime value, there are a number of such products which are there, and the capabilities are endless. However, what is very critical is the clarity of the marketing person to achieve the desired result. So in addition to that, you have some great softwares that are available which help you in tracking and analysis of the customer sales funnel. So on the larger scale, you have softwares which are CRMs or customer relationship management softwares which are there. And on smaller scales, there are softwares which can help a marketing person, like online reputation management, helping them in terms of analytics. There are a lot of tools which Google has brought in, which really helps. Then you have tools to analyze your marketing activities. So there are a number of these softwares which really help us in a day-to-day management of our marketing initiatives.
It's very interesting. I'll also look into some of these softwares now. So, sir, from your personal experience, what pros and cons of a marketing career would you share with students who are making a career choice?
So when students make a choice when it comes to marketing, most of the times what I've seen is that marketing sounds like a very glamorous profession, and a lot of times students equate it to advertising and advertising campaigns and sponsorships of big events and everything. What I would say is that it's not a 9 to 5 job. So that is one of the biggest cons which is there when we talk about the pros and cons. It's not a fixed time job. It's not a 9 to 5 job. It's a 24-hour profession. You need to continuously look and learn from the objects and people around you. And everyone is a consumer. You need to keep thinking. You need to keep your creativity reach a state of flow. And that is what I would call is how a person would become a true marketing professional. So it's not, I won't call it a job. It's a state of being. So if a person is ready to achieve that, then I think the profession is for him. In terms of pros, if the person loves stretching oneself, one thing that is for sure is that the person would never get bored. I mean, any person who's into marketing will never get bored, because no 2 days are the same for a marketer. It is creative. It helps you in developing your problem solving skills, and it helps understand human psychology, and it helps you develop as a person as a whole. So therefore, if you are sure of these two things and you keep them side by side and make a decision, it would really help a person enter the profession and grow as a marketing professional.
So it's like learning every day something.
Yes, you have to learn from every day. You have to learn from everything. I mean, every human being. Look, marketing is all about the consumer, and so therefore, you need to have that openness. You need to have that openness to learn new things, understand consumers. So when you enter into marketing, a lot of time it's about understanding sales and everything. But there are various aspects to it. I mean, it's about learning human psychology. It's about learning behavioral economics. A lot of these new things which are coming in, which actually help you learn more about the consumer and make you a better marketing professional.
So on that note, which non-marketing book would you recommend to all the young marketing professionals?
So to a marketing professional, what I would say is that one of the key books which I read very early in my career is a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini. And one of the important things is that it's a very nice book which talks about how, using thoughtful persuasion, people can be influenced to say yes more often. And it really delves into the whole thing as to how it helps enter a person's mind, get their attention, what are the kind of pressures that a person might be, and therefore what helps him make a decision. And therefore it helps you learn a lot about seeking consumer attention. So I think that would be one of the key books that I would suggest to any person who is just entering the marketing profession. The other book that I would mention would be this book by Jonah Berger called Contagious. So this is more about how different ideas and different information goes viral, while other information doesn't. So this, I would say, is that this would really help you come up the curve. So these are two books that I would suggest, Influence and Contagious. These are the two books which I would suggest for any young marketing professional.
And so what marketing book would you recommend to non-marketing professionals?
So for non-marketing professionals, I would recommend two fun books. One would be Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, who's the Nike owner. Yes. And the good thing is that it doesn't really talk about marketing as such. It doesn't really talk about advertising as such, but it really talks about how a coherent vision can be drawn up, how it can be lived up. How do you develop that business? How do you develop that passion for it? And what happens is that, I mean, this is not purely about thoughts. This is also about action. And it's presented in a very, lucid manner for any person to easily understand. So even a non-marketing person or a non-brand person or a non-business person, actually, it's very easy to make sense of, and there's a lot of learning in that. The other book that I would suggest is there's this book called The Life of P.T. Barnum. Now, this is actually also being made into a movie, and this is an autobiography. And I mean, this guy is known for a famous circus, but when you look at how he developed that circus by bringing in elements which were so different from others, I mean, this is a kind of a marketing and advertising story which can be understood by everyone without even getting into the thing that this is about marketing or advertising. So these are the two books that I would suggest to anyone who's a non-marketing professional. But these are good reads, easy reads, and would really help in anyone's career going forward.
Thank you so much for taking out time and like being here with us today. It was a pleasure having your insights, and we hope to see you again in more such interviews.
Sure. Thank you, Parinita. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.